pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please take the roll.
Alderman Bassador. Alderman Thompson.
Here.
Alderman Patak. Here. Alderman Reynolds.
Here.
Alderman LaVerry.
Present.
Alderman Jepson.
Present.
Alderman Herndon.
Here.
Alderman Crane.
Here. Let the record show Alderman Bassador has excused absence tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to open up our meeting tonight with public comment. Just a reminder, everybody, please come to the microphone if you're going to talk, and please just state your name. You know, if we might know you, just for the record on the video and tape. Yes, please.
Hi, I'm Breanne Hicks. I just kind of wanted to bring up a discussion I had had with Jordan to kind of further, I guess, like see where we were at with that process of like a community cleanup day.
We don't know where we're at yet. We're going to discuss it on the agenda, but
Okay.
yeah.
So, I mean, I do have some certain ideas of what we could do and the certain
Absolutely.
areas we could focus on as well. I did want to kind of clarify, if someone could clarify, like what do the summer workers focus on? Like the summer high schooler workers when they're here in the summer, what is their job focus normally?
Mainly take care of the ball diamonds,
Okay. Do they normally?
water plants, stuff like that.
Paint
Okay.
curbs, swimming pool,
Paint curves, yeah.
Okay.
and the park people.
And then if garbage is on a certain person's property, is that their responsibility to clean up, or is it does it kind of lie on?
I feel if it's on somebody's property, they should clean up their own garbage.
Do we enforce that in some way?
We do.
Okay. I'm just discussing like the fence line area where all that garbage is, and I personally picked up the garbage along that fence line multiple times. So I was just wondering if the homeowner is held responsible or property owner is held responsible for those.
Generally, in that situation, residents will call their alderman. I know personally I've received numerous calls on garbage in people's yards, and I let the building inspector know, and usually he goes and has a discussion or cites them,
Okay.
and it gets taken care of. So
And then if it continues to happen, how is it then reevaluated?
the fine goes up.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all I got. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Dina Hicks. I just have a question. I've been coming here, over a year now. And I didn't know much about city government at all before I started coming. But it seems the process is, we come here, you guys must have meetings outside of this council meeting and discuss things.
No, we're not allowed to.
Well, then you come and you sit down here and you say, well, this is on the agenda, this is on the agenda, yay, 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 passed. How do we as the public find out what this information is? How much of a bid is out on something? How does a bid get put out to the public? How do these companies bid? And why is it not like on the agenda? Like, for example, Public Works garage roof and related matters. Are you guys going to talk about this today and say, well, this is how much this is costing, this is how much the bid is, who bid on it, that type of thing? How do I get this information beforehand, before it comes to the yay voting process? And how do you all know? Is it in your packets that you get? Is that what where this information comes from? I just kind of want to, as a layperson, understand more of this process. The water is an issue. I know you've all been hearing probably about the water problems. But water is important to us. And I know when we reach out and we don't get answers, or we just get a roundabout answer, I don't quite understand it. I work in healthcare, and I worked for a dialysis company, and water is huge in dialysis. And I knew it up and down, round and round. So you guys have got to have people who work for you who are certified in specific things with water. Who are these people? What are their certifications? Can we get this information? How much do you test? What happens if a test comes back incorrectly, like with a well that has bacteria in it? Why does this well have bacteria? What does that mean for the city? Is it an immediate shut this well down because there's bacteria, or do we treat it? Do we watch it? Do we monitor it? Is this a frequent thing? Has this happened before? How do we, as the public, understand what our water issues are and how you're treating them? Like now, all of a sudden, we were told that the tank somewhere on the east end of town or something has to be swirled, and that's why our water is brown. Well, when it was brown before the swirling started, why was it brown then? I don't know who to talk to for this information. It seems if you send an email through the City of LaSalle website, it goes to spam or nowhere. So how do Brent's the only one who answers my emails. So is it everything has to go through Brent? Questions, answers? So that's kind of what I want to know. How do I find out information, and why is it not talked about at these specific meetings every 2 weeks? Thank you.
Good evening. My question is, it has to do with our local grocery store. And do we have an update? Because I know many people that I've spoken with in the neighborhoods are concerned about it. Not everybody can get to Hy-Vee or Save a Lot, and they were really dependent on the local grocery store. Is it going to be opening soon? Is there a buyer involved? And when people ask me, is there something that I can relay to them? Not everybody has internet or access to the city website. Thank you.
My name is Marty Schneider. I told many of you that I would only come down here when I have something important to say. I know now that that was a mistake to say that, because I've had a lot to say at the last, and should have been here at the last two meetings. I was wrong in thinking that I made a difference in the time that I came here. I was wrong in thinking that we as a collective group helped you understand that you work for us and that our opinions and concerns need to be considered in every decision that you make when you are here in these chambers. Although I haven't been able to be here, I've been following what's been going on, and I gotta tell you, it made me feel like a failure. It changed nothing. In fact, I'll argue that the way the city is run and these meetings are taking place is worse now than ever. You continue to let this tyrant dictate how you vote, when you vote, and what you vote on. You continue to let him cover up the problems with the water that a lot of residents depend on to drink. You sat in these chambers, and as I showed you the black filter from my house when I asked you what was wrong with our drinking water, and you sat there and let him lie to my face. It's been a month, and I have yet to hear any of you say a word about it. If it wasn't for me and Jamie, the entire town would still believe the lie that he's telling, that there's no problem with the water and that it's just routine maintenance and that there's nothing to worry about. It's your job to make sure that your constituents are getting accurate information and you say nothing. I've recently found out that not only do we have problems with our wells and the treatment plant, but there's a problem with the water towers too. The water towers that were recently worked on, instead of fixing the problem, we now have rust in our drinking water because of it, and I haven't heard a word about it from any of you. I don't know what you think gives you the right to keep that from us. People will get sick from having that rust in the water. I've bitten my tongue a lot about a lot of stuff recently, but this is one thing that I won't be quiet about until every resident knows how you let this tyrant hide this from us. There's one more thing that I won't be quiet about any longer, and the main reason that I came down here today, and that's the blatant violation of Jamie Hicks' constitutional right to be at these meetings and his right to say whatever he wants when he's here. You may not like what he has to say, but if you can't take it for 5 minutes, two times out of 1 month for 5 minutes, then you need to find another job. You let this tyrant change the rules multiple times to prevent us from voicing our concerns and opinions on certain things you are voting on, and I said nothing. But this time you've gone too far. John, I respect you and consider you a friend. I've known you a long time. I have absolutely no issue with your decision to file a complaint against Jamie. But you cannot let this tyrant use this and twist the law to stop Jamie from being here. To me, it just shows the entire town how much control this man has over all of you. Mayor Grove, you think you're slick, don't you? I read the complaints from the city against Jamie and at the hearing, and I lost what little respect I had for you left. You said that Jamie stands alone and he's the only one complaining about how you run this town, and you know that's bullshit. The truth is that there are more people complaining about you now more than ever. You continue to disregard the concerns of your residents and continue to hide the problems that the decisions that you make have caused for the city. This last stunt you are trying to pull with Jamie has sealed your fate at the next election. Even the people that disagree with Jamie should respect his right to be here and to say what he wants to say. Recently, I had a friend tell me that there's people still asking why I'm still complaining. Why I'm still complaining. About Karis, Illinois Cement, and you. This is a perfect example of why I continue to speak up, and that's because tyrants like you and Inga Karis have been allowed to run this town into the ground because you lie and you deceive your voters. So I'm here to tell you, I'm here to tell Bassador, who's not here, and I'm here to tell Boo, who works at the Illinois Cement and looks the other way when they empty their filters in the air at 1:30 in the morning while the town sleeps, in my opinion. And the video that I have of them doing it at 1:30 in the morning. I'm here to tell you three that I will make sure that you're not sitting in those seats after the next election. The good old days, the good old boys days, and the corrupt way that you run this city is over on election day. I just hope that it's not too late to save this town from the damage you have done to this town can be reversed.
Any other public comments tonight?
Give me just a minute.
The young lady next to Christy, I'm sorry, did you say your name for the record? Yeah. I don't know if you did for the record when you went up and spoke. I'm sorry.
Crystal Walker.
Okay. Thank you. I knew it was you, but I want to be on the tape. Thank you.
You ready? I'd like to start off by announcing that I paid a visit to Rotary Park yesterday. I was pleased to see that the baby changers are now safe. The danger zones around the park are finally roped off with orange fencing. I did receive a return call from the mayor's secretary letting me know that the issues at the park will now be handled. Remember, after I notified the mayor of those issues, I never heard back. I was forced to use my public comment time to address why Grove would continue to risk our children's safety. I have been contacted by a LaSalle resident afraid to address issues with you guys, and I see why. They'll be told they're obsessed, looking for attention, wanting online fame, risk false arrest, the list goes on. My time today can't be spent addressing that person's concerns. I'd like you guys to meet Michael Kaiser. This man gives me a slew of unwanted attention from his mom's craft room. The obsession and slander from someone clearly hooked on something is really what I'm seeking, Mayor Grove. Oh, okay. This man fabricates being a parent, serving in the Army for 10 years, 3 tours of duty, and even 2 Purple Hearts. You know, pretending to be a wounded combat vet. In reality, this frightening creep wields a deep hatred towards myself and others like me. He has been charged with the vicious murder of Marine veteran Donald A. Cameron. Sure, some of us may gain attention when doing the right thing, but there are people like Michael Kaiser there to give a truly concerning type of attention. Believe me, Grove, I have way cooler hobbies that are less likely to gain the attention of a stolen valor lunatic. Moving on, Jeff Grove and John Duncan have used the LaSalle taxpayers' money to file an emergency workplace restraining order against Jamie for Mr. Duncan's safety. This comes after numerous attempts to have Jamie Hicks arrested for various allegations. They also wanted to prevent this man from having any contact with any city employee or city property. Remember a few meetings ago when I explained in depth how a deputy spotted the discrepancies from John Duncan's claim that Mr. Hicks said he'd kick John's ass? By the next day, the claim changed to whip the fuck out of him. These statements were given to a deputy for an official report of a threat. Yep, don't worry, it gets worse. Duncan and Grove waited about a month to file for this emergency protection. I have footage provided by the city from the day Chief removed Mr. Hicks from a public meeting. Mr. Duncan wasn't trying to be a witness, he was trying to be an enforcer, an untrained liability. For some reason, Mr. Duncan, the finance director, believed he could put hands on Jamie Hicks. I have been thoroughly investigating this, and these words are my own. You have a city attorney. Why would you use the people's hard-earned money to contract high-dollar attorneys from Chicago? Kevin Fay, why would you make claims that differ from your original statement to the sheriff's deputies? Are you afraid you'll lose your job if you don't go along with Mayor Grove's crooked agenda? The mayor mocked LaSalle County for what they did to me, but he's no better. We've got perverts trying to take advantage of children as we speak, and Grove wants to waste money and police resources to attack the citizens? Y'all claim everyone must be happy since they don't attend these meetings. We all know the truth. People are afraid to challenge a repeat tyrant. You have no issues attacking people's freedom, liberties, and livelihood. You attempt to silence anyone who doesn't follow along. Look how you treated Alderman Crane in front of everyone last time. Your behavior is shameful, Grove. You have no respect for the people, nor for those you work with. By the way, yes, you did hijack public comment time again. When you were called out for it, you threatened to kick people out of the meeting and jump down Alderman Crane's throat. What time am I at? Jeff, enjoy the title of Mayor of LaSalle while you can, because you won't have it for much longer. For the remainder of my time, I'll be holding a moment of silence for all persons abused or negatively impacted by the tyrannical behaviors of soon-to-be former Mayor Jeff Grove. Thanks, John.
Any other public comment tonight? Any other public comment tonight? All right, proclamation.
Proclaiming April 14th through April 20th, 2024 as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week.
Your Honor, I move we proclaim April 14th through April 20th, 2024 as National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week.
Motion by Alderman Jepson, second by Alderman Thompson. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Approval of minutes.
Your Honor, I make a motion that we approve the minutes of the regular city council meeting held April 1st, 2024, placed on file. Each alderman has a copy.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Reynolds, second by Alderman Crane. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Discussion and potential action on the following petitions.
Request from Tammy Humpage of LaSalle, Peru to Peoria St. Jude Run to hold a tag day collection on Saturday, July 20th at the intersection of 11th and Buckland Streets and related matters.
I move that we approve the St. Jude Tag Day.
Second.
Motion by Alderman LaVerie, second by Alderman Reynolds. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried.
Request from Michelle Seneca for curb cuts at 205 Roosevelt Road and 1604 Creve Coeur Street and related matters.
Your Honor, I move we grant the request from Michelle Seneca for curb cuts at 205 Roosevelt and 1604 Creve Coeur.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Jepson, second by Alderman LaVerie. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Reports of city officers.
Building inspector's report for March 2024 showing total fees collected of $6,120 with total value of construction of $23,890. I'm sorry. Is that 23 million? Is that right? I'm sorry.
Can't be.
That doesn't seem right, does it?
We wish.
We should have charged
Okay.
them with $6.
Okay, I'm gonna read it as $23,890,783.
Very good. Motion to accept, place on file?
Second.
I'm sorry, who was first?
We're gonna, Alderman Reynolds, second one, Alderman
I'll second.
Alderman LaVerie with the understanding that we're gonna verify that number.
I'll clarify with Julie.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried.
Monthly police income report for March 2024 showing total fees collected of $7,415.
Your Honor, I move that the monthly police income report we accept and place on file for March 2024 is accepted.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Herndon, second by Alderman Reynolds. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Communications.
Illinois Department of Revenue report showing sales tax collected for January 2024 of $82,712.44 and home rule sales tax of $71,675.77 for a total of $154,388.21.
Yeah, I move that we accept the Illinois Department of Revenue report as placed on file and each and every alderman have a copy.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Patak, second by Alderman LaVerie. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Mayor of Rockwell, can you shut the door for us, please? No bids tonight. Appointments, resignations. No appointments, resignations. Standing committees.
Discussion potential action regarding the recommendation of the Finance Committee regarding investment membership in North Central Illinois Economic Development Corporation, NCIEDC, and related matters.
Yeah, the Finance Committee voted to renew our membership with the North Central Illinois Economic Development Corporation for the amount of $12,294.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Patak, second by Alderman LaVerie. Take the roll, please.
Yes. Alderman Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
LaVerie.
Aye.
Jepson.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Discussion potential action regarding the recommendation of the Economic Development Committee and the Finance Committee regarding selection of fiber service provider and related matters.
Yeah, the Finance Committee,
Angel, that's number one first warning. We're having a meeting here. We're going to discussion, please. Thank you. I'm sorry, Alderman.
the Finance Committee elected to table this issue. There's still many questions, so we're going to come back in 2 weeks, and hopefully the third time will be a challenge.
All right. Copy that, Amy?
Yes. Discussion potential action regarding the recommendation of the Finance Committee regarding a request from Christy Pazica of Starved Rock Rentals for a redevelopment incentive program grant totaling $2,668 for premises located at 552 First Street and related matters.
Yeah, the Finance Committee voted to recommend or accept the request from Christie Pacifica of Starved Rock Reynolds for the amount
Second.
Motion by Alderman Tax, and Alderman Reynolds to accept,
You're moving to approve that? Yes. As was the case with the first one that got approved too. You're asking that this council approve the finance committee recommendation? Yes. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
motion by Alderman Tax, and Alderman Thompson.
Me.
I'm sorry, Alderman Reynolds. Take the roll, please.
Okay. Alderman Patak.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Laveri.
Aye.
Jepson.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
And that was to, just to clarify, accept the recommendations of the Finance Committee to approve that grant. Perfect. Special committees, old business.
Authorization to pay request number 13 for Visiting Construction Company totaling $166,311.80 for work completed to date on water treatment plant improvement 2022 and related matters.
I move we pay request number 13 to Visiting Construction Company totaling $166,311.80 for work completed to date on water treatment plant improvements 2022 and related matters.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Crane, some Alderman Reynolds. Take the roll, please.
Alderman Reynolds.
Aye.
Laveri.
Aye.
Jepson.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Aye.
Update on infrastructure improvements to water distribution system and related matters.
That would be me, Chris Para with Test Incorporated. I'm just going to give a brief report basically on an IEPA inspection that was done at the end of last year. Following that inspection, there were two matters that came up that kicked out an NOV letter, and I'm speaking on behalf of that letter. We had several
NOV
meetings-
being a notice of violation.
Notice of violation,
Thank you.
correct. The two items regarding that violation, one item was secondary containment for chemical tanks. I can tell you that all the supplies this year that I operate are getting hit with this. There's just years where they enforce different things, and this is the year that this is one of the items they're enforcing. I have several supplies that were issued the same thing. The tanks have already been replaced, and it's no longer an issue. We're reporting that to the EPA. The other item is also something that all my supplies are getting. It's in regards to having generator backup for your water supply. In years past, the EPA really just required a day and a half worth of storage in a year in your water towers.
Do we have that, Chris, now?
I believe, so. I mean, yeah, it was a standard that you had to meet.
Sure.
This year, the Illinois EPA got audited by the US EPA, and now they're making all supplies that don't have backup generators now have backup generators, and that was the other part of the NOV. I have many supplies that are having to put in generation now. And actually, to LaSalle's credit, it was brought to my attention, I just became your water operator, but it was brought to my attention that I think a year ago, you applied for a grant for generators, but it didn't get approved, but you were kind of ahead of the game there. But now, you know, we're having to put these in. It's just a requirement that they're mandating everybody to do.
So would this be like every pump station, Chris?
Yeah,
Everything has to
every
have
pump
a-
station, the well field, the pump station, and the water plant, both pump stations. Well, one pump station already has backup generators, actually, so.
So what is, I know, I'm sure you guys are on it already, I know we're on it, but what's like a lead time now for these generators?
Like 50 to 60 weeks, depending on the size of the generator. The smaller ones, you can kind of get quicker than that, and the EPA recognizes that.
Okay.
So basically, as part of this NOV, we propose dates and different things that we're gonna, you know, so much time to permit this, so much time to get approval, so much time to purchase it, and that sort of thing. And that lead time is way out there on some of the larger items, specifically the one for the water plant.
Okay.
I think that's 55 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So it's just something that you're dealing with, and like I said, every other town is dealing with it too.
Are they doing, most towns doing that, or are they backup generators, or they have a chance to like key in with other people's power, or?
It's backup.
Okay.
Yeah, backup
Backup
generators.
generators, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
How would you do our well field? We talked about this about 12 years ago.
So we're
because
going to
they
do a
had
portable.
generators out there. The flood of '09, there was like 6 months you couldn't get to the well field
Yeah.
with a vehicle. You know, guys went by canoe literally.
Luckily,
you know,
that
out
doesn't
there.
happen very often.
You know, so we wouldn't be able to refuel a generator out there. You'd have,
I believe we're putting switch gear in a certain area a transfer switch there that's gonna trailer it down, yeah. So that one's gonna be a
But,
portable
I mean,
unit.
But, I mean, there were times you couldn't get a vehicle in the well field for 6 months.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, now if we do the new well, that'll be easy to put.
Yeah,
in
you're
right
going,
to-
actually,
Yeah.
yeah, that's the other thing you're doing. You're going for a deep well up by
Yeah.
the water plant, I believe, and that will get rid of all that.
Yeah, because
going
even
forward.
if we ran a line all the way from the old pump station there on Rockwell Road down to the well field, that was too much resistance for a generator to push much power to
Sure,
the wells. And so
sure.
We were
Yep.
really stymied.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's just something that we're mandated to do. And the other reason why we're doing a portable down to the well field, because again, with that new well, deep well, the well field ultimately is going to go away. You wouldn't want to spend a lot of money on a generator on something that wouldn't be needed down there. So with a portable unit, at least once the well field goes away, you could use that other places. Yeah. Festivals,
point.
I don't know, anything you can use it on, so, yep. Anyway, part of that NOV, I'll be signing that, sending it off, and then the EPA will be returning another letter basically stating you are in a CCA, and you'll sign that, Mayor. It basically states that we're going to do what we've outlined.
Outstanding.
Yeah, so. Any other questions or concerns?
Chris, now that you're kind of helping us out, please feel free, as I'm sure you are, to walk through the facilities.
Oh, yeah.
It's good to have an outside eyes on there. to
I'm
see
there
things.
2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah. Like I said, if you think there's, we talk about lead time. If there's integral parts, I don't think anybody here has a problem having some inventory on some stuff as long as, it's, then just because we know lead time is crazy.
Yeah,
If we have
so-
to carry the extra part, are you guys fine? I think we carry the extra part, so we're ready to,
And then as far as, again, the lead time being crazy like that, what we're also proposing is having a contract with a company that has portable generation that can bring it to us. And in the meantime, we're going to start the process putting in the transfer switches and that at all the locations. And again, the lead time on that stuff is way out there too. But if we could get the transfer switches in relatively soon, within a few months, and although those generators could be almost a year out, we can contract with a company like Rush Power or somebody like that specializes in generators, that has portable generators that you can bring here. If God forbid, a derecho storm or something comes through, you can bring that here, park it, and then hook it up and transfer the power over. So that's also part of the whole plan. Yep.
I have a question.
Yep.
Chris, you heard during comments, we have a concerned citizen about who runs our treatment plant.
Yeah.
Can you kind of give some history of how many years your company's been in business? How many communities do you do?
Sure.
What are your qualifications? What license do you have?
Yeah.
If you don't mind, just kind of.
So, yeah, again, my name is Chris Para with Test Incorporated. Our company was started back in 1987. I've been around water and wastewater plants since I was 5 years old, going around to these places with my dad back in the day. I've personally been doing this for over 30 years, professionally, full-time. I have the highest certification level Class A. For water, I also have the highest certification level for wastewater, which is a Class 1. We operate, it's hard to say, about 200 facilities across the state. Now, a lot of those are smaller. Some of them are larger, like LaSalle's, but a lot of them are smaller. And honestly, it's been my experience that the smaller towns typically need the most help because they don't have the resources. So we actually pride ourselves, that's kind of like the people that we like to help are the smaller towns and that sort of thing. But yeah, and it's more than just me. I have over 50 people that work for Test Incorporated across the state of Illinois, many of them top certified like myself. And honestly, my personal phone number's out there. I've encouraged everybody with the city of LaSalle to give my phone number out. And Mr. Duncan has done that, and Brent has done that. And people have left messages at my office, and I call every single one of them back. And honestly, I can say that of all the people that have called regarding either the lead issues or some of the discoloration, I haven't gotten any on this discoloration, but the lead issues, everybody's been really nice on the phone to talk to. And when I give them the update on, basically what it is, where it comes from, why we had the high results, what you can do if you're concerned, that sort of thing. They've been very receptive and happy that I've talked to them, and some of them have contacted the office and requested a sample kit that our lab gave to them. They stopped by the office, picked it up, and we are doing the lead testing for them, as you guys pointed out 4 weeks ago.
Yes.
Yep.
Chris, can you update us on the quality of water coming out of the plant now?
So-
Compared to, before the filter was back up and running, we had some discoloration. Now the filter is back up and running.
It is. So before the first filter was rehabbed, there was issues with the old, with the old ones. And now that we have the new filter online, it is functioning, it is putting out really good quality water, but like anything else, there's a lot of construction going on there. You could have potentially hiccups from time to time. As a water operator, you do everything you can to make sure that doesn't happen. And as far as the water quality goes, I can tell you, when I'm there reviewing the data, several times per week, everything is satisfactory, and I believe we're still uploading the data up onto the city website, are we not? So if there's any question on water quality, those are the samples. The guys are there at the lab, at the water plant, checking that stuff daily, and then you guys are uploading that to be totally transparent to the public. So, and honestly, I've never seen a town do that before. That's pretty impressive. The Illinois EPA, I did actually tell our local EPA representative that you guys were doing that, and he was very surprised and happy that you were. He said that's being very transparent, so, yep.
Chris?
Yeah.
What, the EPA's gonna really clamp down on polyfluoroalkyls?
Oh, the PFAS
It's
stuff.
supposed to go down to like less than 4 parts per trillion, is that what it is? So it's not.
Yeah.
Which means they can't detect below that level, even there's some there.
Yeah.
We're not in too bad a shape with that, are we?
No, but the good news is, that's in your well field, the shallow wells. We're moving to the deeper wells, so that won't be an issue. The aquifer that you guys are wanting to get into at that 3,000 to 4,000 foot level with the new deep well is the same aquifer we have in Peru, and we have no PFAS detectable levels in Peru. So I would assume,
It's coming in from the seepage from the two rivers?
I don't not necessarily would say that.
No?
It's really, I'm not sure, honestly, I'm not a geologist. I can just tell you what I've seen. I have seen that you do have some slight hits on PFAS, and we're on quarterly testing because of that. So every quarter, we're submitting PFAS data. Now, PFAS is something, you're right, that they're trying to narrow in on what those levels are going to ultimately be. And again, you're transitioning from the shallow wells to the deep wells, so that'll be good. Yep. Any other questions? No?
Thanks for your time, Chris.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you.
And again, we know you have stuff to do. If you need to get out of here, go to that band banquet. Thanks, Chris.
Okay, consideration and potential approval of work by JB Contracting to install a field net at Hagler Park and related matters.
Yeah, after meeting with men's softball and the Little League, I think we decided that putting up a second net above the current net would solve our safety issues, and I'm going to move we accept the bid proposal for $4,500 to install the net.
I'll second that.
Motion by Alderman Jepson, second by Alderman LaVerie. Take the roll, please.
Alderman LaVerie.
Aye.
Jepson.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Your Honor, before we move on, as baseball fans and that we know how the Green Monster is and how things work in different ballparks, I would suggest that netting is a different color, such as a red or something like that. So even though it's not in play, they would count it as a home run anyway for a left-handed batter.
We can run that by him. One thing good, it was very good discussion, Alderman, I think was, with the men's softball and the boys' baseball, and is they're trying to, right this year, there'll be no games that overlap. So that's gonna be the key. Hopefully, there's no scheduled nights. The extra netting's put up just in case there is, for some reason, a makeup or some kind of misscheduling. And then they're also asking, I think, Alderman, it was for a netting to kind of go from the Little League announcers booth to the tennis courts.
Yeah.
Because some people sometimes are out there at the concession stand, and, this way, so.
Yeah, was that, I think that was included?
That's included. in the
Yes,
thing,
okay.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Just so everybody knows, it's gonna be kind of extension of
Yep.
just where we have it now, so. Thank you, everybody, for your help on that. Thank you for the council for approving the purchase. Any other old business? I have something on old business. It's kind of new business, but old business. Ivy Food Center was brought up, obviously, and I had the same questions and concerns I get all the time, so I'm going to kind of just respond to what I have. I believe when I met with the new owners, I guess it was probably almost 2 months ago, I kind of told them, they said, hey, it'll probably be 3 months or 3 weeks, we'll try to get things going. I said, you know what? I said, take your time. I said, you have one shot to make this right? Because people did not have a very good impression of the way the store was run before these two new people owned it. So I think they're coming into some situations where they're seeing some things they need to do, infrastructure-wise, like HVAC stuff. So I know I signed off a letter, just a letter of recommendation, saying it's an important area, here for us. And again, I totally agree with Crystal that it's a lot of people like the convenience. It's a smaller store, not such big a parking lot. And like I said, we're hoping they're going to get cautiously optimistic that they'll be back open soon. But again, we have not heard anything from the owners officially as far as a go date. So I will try to follow up again this week and maybe have a different answer at the next meeting if I could. But again, I see some people there, which is good. It's not totally vacant, but the shelves are still empty. So that's not a good sign either. So, but I'm hoping they're going to take the word that, hey, let's get it right, because I think that could be a very beneficial. We see Save Lot's very busy, does a great business, and I think Ivy Food Center could join right in as another option too. So, other old business is, I know in the past we've offered people a chance to do some walkthroughs, like our facility, if there's any questions on like the wastewater or water. And I guess I just want to make sure everybody knows that's still an option. Kevin Faze, our Public Works Superintendent, and you can call him directly or email him off the city website, or else call Julie and she can arrange to get in touch with that. But again, we want people to come down there. I think it's a pretty interesting operation, and I know people in the past have been offered, and for some reason they've declined that. But again, it's definitely available for people to do. So take advantage when you can. I think it's a good opportunity for everybody to kind of learn. So I know when I first got elected as alderman, that was one of the things I really appreciated was Sam and he was here, and he walked me down to the plant, Steve Stacker, and at the time, Mike Carter at wastewater, and it's amazing because we all just kind of take for granted when you turn the sink, that water comes out, and when you flush the toilet, you don't really think about where it's going. So, but a lot of good information there. New business.
Discussion of potential action regarding resurfacing work to be completed on the Public Works garage, roof, and related matters.
Kevin, can you touch base on this for us?
Yeah, so I included 2 bids in the packet. One was from May Roofing and the other one was 5-Star Roofing. The 5-Star Roofing came with a couple different options as far as a warranty, a 10-year, 20-year, and 15-year. But as you get the warranties, obviously the price goes up, so I was just curious as to what kind of warranty you would want.
Is that, yeah.
It has been patched, I believe, 4 times. It seems to be that we're moving the leak around and not truly fixing it. It's a very old roof, it's nailed, not screwed. So to keep chasing the patch around, I think is not.
Your recommendation out of the 2 bids would be?
I would recommend like a 15-year warranty to possibly a 10-year warranty for 5-Star.
Yeah, the difference is on bids,
Yeah, I also want to note that this is, the material that they'll be putting on top of the roof would be able to be patched as well. So if it does go bad after 20, 30 years, they're able to patch it as opposed to redoing the whole thing.
So Kevin, obviously it must be leaking as it comes down to the A-frame to the sides?
It's leaking as it goes down into the lower part.
Yeah.
Down, there's a lot of,
Because that's a pretty steep
yeah,
roof.
it's a big roof. The sheets of metal that are up there are only a foot wide, so there's a lot of seams, a lot of joints, a lot of nails.
Okay.
To chase around the week is very difficult on such a big roof.
Are both companies able to start work after we bid on it?
Yes.
Or approve it?
Director Duncan? Yes. Do we have finances for that? Do we have it,
This should be part of the appropriation.
We had a,
right, but I mean, that's.
We have not had our appropriation meeting. Appropriation meeting. That's something we'll have to do again.
Got it.
I see the discounted prices are valid till 4/20, today's the 15th, so
yeah. Yeah, and it's only 20,000 difference between the lower quality and the highest quality.
metal, one fiber coat.
Yeah, at 81,000.
Yeah.
I second that.
What do you think of that, Jordan, up here, with your 20 years flies by?
Me personally, I would go with the longer warranty. That's a little more sense of security.
So this is a 10-year, no, it's a 15-year warranty, right?
They said
Or no, it's 20. It's
20.
20.
The most expensive is the 20-year one. Metal
Yeah.
one, ply, fiber coat. I think
Yeah.
fiber coat would make a big difference.
Yeah, that's what I was
We have a motion, Alderman Tax, second Alderman LaVerie. Take
I'll
the roll,
second
please.
it, yes.
I'm sorry, Alderman Thompson.
Or whoever did.
You already
Yeah.
did.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Alderman Jepson.
Aye.
Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Before I vote, I'm gonna vote yes, but I want to address the question that came up earlier about this. So usually what goes on, if there's a situation to where the department head needs something to done, he will come up with specs, what he needs to be done. So say the engineer will come up with the specs to do something, then he submits it out to contractors to go ahead and bid on it. So then when he gets it, he analyzes it, and he said, I recommend that we go with this person, or with this bid. And in our packet, we have the two bids that we look at. That's how we decide on it. We don't have meetings behind the scenes or anything. He's doing his job, he goes out, gets different bids.
And we, to follow up with that, we don't share the bids before we vote on them, because that's unfair bidder practice.
So I vote aye.
Okay. Alderman Reynolds.
Aye.
And Alderman LaVerie.
Aye.
Thank you.
Jordan wants to vote twice. He really wants that, bro.
To add to that, the earliest we see this is Friday afternoon, so.
Okay, let's see. Discussion potential action regarding potential community cleanup event and related matters.
So I know Jordan kind of brought this up, and it was amazing because the day after he brought it up, we saw something right. Was the Ottawas doing that, Jordan?
Well, so.
I just want, just real quick, I'm going to say that you, I know you reached out to, on that particular fence line, I know you reached out to Linda, and she has on her list to hit that with, you know, when she gets her park people here, just so you know. But I think, go ahead.
So ever since I became an alderman, garbage is the #1 complaint I have received. Numerous people have actually suggested this to me, whether it's in person, an email, or a phone call. I get a lot of calls about the alley in between 901 Grant and Crozet Street, 2100 block there. That's a big concern area for garbage. But, so, I had a resident send me some information about Ottawa and what they're trying to do on Earth Day, which would be April 22nd. They're gonna do some cleanup along Route 6. And I actually drove through there the other day. It's pretty bad. I just read today that they're expecting 100 people to show up to volunteer to clean up. So that's huge. I would like to do something with that. With all this brought to my attention, I then reached out to LBA, and they do their own cleanup 3 times a year downtown, and I want to see if they want to collaborate with us a little bit and let's, you know, do all this at once. I reached out to Acts Church. They have Hope Week in June. And I had, like Jeff said, mentioned to Linda about take care of the fence line north of their parks building, because if they're there and it's, you know, the ball diamonds are done, they're done early for the day, they can walk right up the road. I thought that was great for that particular spot, but I had a few different ideas on this. I reached out to the mayor and asked him what his ideas were. He was all for it. He had suggested that the city should provide some trash bags and whatnot, and the public works employees to pick them up. I think that's a great idea as well. I asked the mayor then to run it by the staff, see what they think, and then the staff put it on the agenda at that time. So, with all that being said, the discussion I would like to have, I think we need to set a date. I don't know how soon we can do this, because I'd like to get the word out. I was thinking somewhere along the lines of everybody who wants to volunteer will meet at central location. I thought the South Shelter and Hegler would be great in between Volunteer Field and the pool. That's pretty
big one,
centrally
the big shelter?
located. I think the city should provide gloves, trash bags, drinking water for the day. And then the areas to go to, I was thinking we'll just go off calls, whatever troubled areas are in town or problem areas are in town. Anybody that wants to call in with that specific area, call or email their alderman or Brent Bader, and we will address it. And then whoever shows up for clean out will have a list of areas to go to and divvy up in groups and have at it.
Jordan, I initiated back in '95, Rotary was doing 351 from 5th Street to the canal entrance. And it's kind of gone by the wayside since then, but they used to also give mesh vests or whatever just to help make people more visible on the highways and main streets
That,
too.
I think we can do something like that too. Doc, if you want to get Rotary and see
I'll
if they want to
try
come
again.
back down and do that, that'd be
I can't
great.
walk anymore, but, so it's kind of.
I'd also like to mention-
I hate to bring it up when I can't really do much.
Perfectly Flawed does a once-a-year event down at the canal too, so
I
they're
heard
taking
that
care
on
of
the
that, and
radio.
LBA's doing First Street.
Yes.
So this would be more of a focus on residential areas?
I think it's more of a whole city.
Okay.
Yeah, Jordan, I was at the meeting, at the LBA meeting, and I know that they're pretty excited about, about getting involved. Of course, now, their group is, as much as they have a number of members, not everybody can participate right away. But as we were talking just now, this has been an issue. I've been an alderman 11 years, and this has been an issue all along. I think what would be nice, and they're asking us to be part of it, to promote it, and be the leadership for it, and get the things organized. One of the things I thought was always good, especially I'm in Ward 2, is that if we took it and did it by wards. However, I like the idea, I think Joe mentioned about by different, wait for the calls. And I don't know if.
Jordan mentioned that.
Jordan, okay.
Go by people
We're
call it
in,
in.
we're in discussion, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
we
Well,
can
I mean,
come up
but
with.
the thing is, I think, as we're talking about, there is a lot of interest in people participating. They just didn't know where to start. So I think it's a good idea. I'm for it.
The other thing is we could use some more trash containers downtown. Like, I work in the 200 block of Marquette. I get out of my car and I'm loaded down with stuff and there's stuff on the ground, but I can't pick it up. When I come there on Saturdays or Sunday, I'll pick up as much as I can and carry it up to my office on the 3rd floor and throw it away. But
We
if
have
there were
trash
containers
cans.
nearby, it'd be easier on
We
some
have
of
trash
the spots.
containers on First Street, I believe some on Second maybe.
Yeah, but just
Oh, you
200,
wanna-
200 block of Marquette, like in
You
front of-
wanna do the side streets or the downtown from
Well,
First to
you just-
Second, or?
people throw stuff everywhere that walk by,
You're
they-
saying you'd like to see another receptacle there?
Yeah, I'd like to
Okay.
see one there, either side, the west side at the hotel, or, I'd like to see one there, because I pick stuff up, throw it out, and walk back to my car to get the stuff I have to carry, but if I have to walk them.
Good job, Doc.
Yeah, but.
And to answer a question out of public comment, I do believe that is a job that the summer help does, is they pick up the trash downtown.
Yeah, they do it periodically. The LBA group does get together, and especially around the time when they have the Jazz Fest and the Blues Fest.
Unfortunately, Tom probably sees this, and you might too, Doc, working downtown, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, and this is true, Jordan,
Yeah.
the watering pots, when the water crew goes through there and waters that, unfortunately, a lot of people use that as their disposal, so
Or
the people are
ashtray.
cleaning that up.
Yeah, there are walk-behind vacuum machines for like sidewalks, I don't know how much they cost, but
More than you wanna spend.
you probably, yeah.
So are you gonna get some information in, Jordan, to Brent to put on the city website or our Facebook, or
Well,
what are you
that's,
thinking?
we're in discussion, I've proposed some of my ideas, does anybody else have anything they'd like to add, or?
I think we should find out when
You could have.
each group's doing a cleanup and try to avoid those weekends and maybe do something,
Yeah.
scatter it throughout the year a little bit.
Scatter throughout the year.
Yeah, so, if Perfectly Flawed's doing an Earth Day one, I don't know when LBA does theirs, but maybe stagger them
I think they
a month
usually-
apart.
LBA usually does it for Celebrate LaSalle and Jazz in the Streets, I think, right? But that's just the
They do,
area,
they do 3 times a
area
year,
near
I
those
think.
areas, yeah. But,
At the same time, spring's good because everyone's getting outside, so maybe in May? I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I'll share my ideas with Brent, and then we could, I don't know if everybody wants to take time to think about this, and we'll set a date at the next meeting.
yeah.
Is there a way to do an online sign up? Like, is there something like on Facebook you can do that with, or, I don't know?
We can figure something like that out.
Just
Try
see how
and
many,
work out something maybe.
see how many volunteers would be interested in something like this. If you can get 50 volunteers, you can.
There's a free program out there called. That's why I looked at you. I didn't want to sign up genius. Yeah, I thought we looked at something that's before we can figure something out. So when I have down here everything you think the city should provide, we can look at what that will take.
Are there any grants for something like this? Big citywide cleanup?
None that I can recall.
I was just wondering.
Good discussion. So we'll just continue that next meeting?
Continue that next meeting, yep.
Good deal.
If anybody wants to reach out with a date that they have in mind as well, they're welcome to do that too.
Yeah, thanks, Jordan.
Yeah, we skipped over. Yeah.
We did, I just saw that.
What do we skip?
The middle one, discussion potential action regarding the concrete work.
Oh,
We got
I'm
too
sorry.
excited.
Yep.
You're all right.
Okay.
You're just testing us.
Discussion potential action regarding concrete work to be completed on the east and west sides of the Public Works garage.
Kevin, I'll ask you again,
This is, as of right now, it is gravel around the east side of the building. I'd like to go out to, where the fence steps back up there. It's concrete and more of like a driveway approach. And then in the back, which would be the west side, there was an old shipping dock, that we have taken out and filled with gravel. I'd like to fill that area in with concrete and then that surrounds the building with concrete, on both sides.
and we got a couple bids I see, which is
Got a couple bids, I believe 29.5 being the cheapest, but I want everyone to know that that is just for the labor of installing. The price of concrete that I figured would be about 44,000 as well on top of the 29.5.
Is that your recommendation, to take that bid at 29.5?
Yes, I recommend that. The city will also be providing a core out, okay, with all the gravel. The contractor would come in, pour up the concrete, and then pour it.
Sounds good.
I'll go ahead and motion the recommendation to go Rupert, concrete finishing for the amount of $29,500, with the estimated $44,000 for the purchase of concrete, with a total bid of $72,500.
Second.
Motion made by tax, I'm on Reynolds. Take the roll, please.
Alderman Herndon.
Aye.
Crane.
Aye.
Thompson. Patak. Reynolds.
Aye.
Laveri.
Aye.
Jepson.
All right.
For those out there, we've outgrown our current Public Works building, which was the old Chevrolet dealer, and it's in prime spot in town, and so rather than build a new building, we bought an older building that needs quite a bit of rehab, but it's still gonna cost way less than putting up a new Public Works building, so.
And I think, Bob, what you were asking earlier, some of these things are already appropriate for when we talked about doing this project, so that money should be sitting there for this.
Yeah.
I'm talking about last year.
Yeah, before I came.
Any other new business?
Yeah, I just have a comment about, I had, my water readers replaced this morning. At 272, we have 3 meters, and it's not an easy job, because they have to go and crawl space. I had Mike and Tim, and they were fantastic. They were prompt, efficient, they were professional. My wife commented how good they were in and out, they were concerned about operating their business.
You need a water, don't you?
It was well done, I just wanted to make sure that you might
Cool.
recommend that.
Tom, you're exactly right. I really appreciate them guys. They came to my house. They didn't know who I was at the time. They didn't even know I was an alderman. And I didn't tell them I was either. And I kind of watched them. They were as professional as could be. I was very satisfied to have them there.
I'm scheduled for a week from Thursday, so.
Just an update on that too, I believe we have, close to 1,700 meters, new meters installed, in the city, and we started in June of 2026.
That's
What have we
fantastic.
got, about 3,900 total, somewhere in there?
44, I think.
44?
I'd comment on that too. I'd like to thank and congratulate the council on the decision they made to increase the workforce to do this internally instead of subcontracting this out. These employees who are out there doing it are learning the water infrastructure, and then as we have retirements, after this project is done, they'll be integrated into the workforce. This project is, we are rotating many city water employees, and a few of the wastewater employees have rotated in and out of this job, and have had very positive feedback from most of the public on the job that they're doing. So thank you guys for the decision you made, and thanks for sharing those stories about that as well.
And one thing too, just so you guys know, when they're changing out those meters, we're also checking for the, right, for the residential lead lines, see, so we're knocking out two things at one time, so it's a good program. Any other new business? Believe we're ready to go right to approval of bills.
Total submitted $1,050,363.24.
Then I move to accept, pay, and file each and every one of them copies.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Patax, I'm on very to pay the bills. Take the roll, please.
Alderman Crane.
Aye.
Thompson.
Aye.
Patak.
Aye.
Reynolds.
Aye.
Lavary.
Aye.
Jepson.
Aye.
Herndon.
Motion for adjournment.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Alderman Lavary, Alderman Crane to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Thanks, everybody. Good meeting, good
Wasn't me on the
discussion.
motion,
Thank you.
You get some sunshine?
Alderman Reynolds.